We just had one of the biggest trades of the season yet. I'm not saying that this is going to be the biggest one for the entire season leading up to the trade deadline, but it's one of the biggest ones and one of the biggest ones that we're going to see shape franchises. Um, so last night it was confirmed that the Vancouver Canucks sent Bo Horvat to the New York Islanders in exchange for Atu Radi of the New York Islanders. The Islanders 2021 52nd overall pick. As you can see here, he scored his first goal of the season this season in his first career NHL game. Along with that, they sent Anthony Beauvillier, a 25-year-old winger that New York drafted in 2015 with a 28th overall pick, a first rounder. So two young players are being sent to Vancouver in exchange for Bo Horvat. He's 27 now. He was their first overall pick. He was 8th overall. And along with Anthony Beauvillier and Atu Radi is a 2023, so this year's first round pick from the Islanders is going to the Canucks as well. So a lot went back to Vancouver in exchange for Bo Horvat. So huge trade in terms of Vancouver trying to shape and rebuild their franchise. But also they're trying to build for the future. They didn't see Bo Horvat in there. He's aging out from the young gun group in terms of who they have right now. They have it was just reported this morning that Vancouver has actually found the players that they're going to build around now. They're going to build around Elias Pettersson, a star forward for them. Quinn Hughes, one of the better defensemen in the league, still young as well. And then Andrei Kuzmenko, whose second season has shown that he's got the talent that they need. And again, they're going to try to build around that. So it was, according to the GM Patrick Alvin of the Vancouver Canucks, as you'll see in the press conference that I'll put up here in a second, it was crucial that they got at least a first round pick back in exchange for Bo Horvat. And they did. They actually got two. Anthony Beauvillier. They said that he's been playing consistent with the New York Islanders, so they got him back. He was a first round pick for the New York Islanders back in 2015, but they also got a upcoming first round pick, top 12 protected, for this year's draft from the Islanders in exchange. Also, you could consider Atu Radi as a first round pick. He was going into the draft. He was projected to be within the first round, but then fell back. So I would say that's a good deal in terms of what Vancouver got out of the trade.
I guess we'll start with the return for you guys. Well, what most excites you from the three?
You know what? You can look at it that we got actually 3 first rounders back here. I think it was important for us to get a first round pick back. We got a young prospect in Atu Radi. And again, we're getting a 25-year-old young player in Antonio Beauvillier back here that been playing pretty consistent for New York Islanders over the last couple of years. I've seen him a lot in my previous organization in the playoffs here. Like the details he plays with, his tenacity, his puck hunting. I think he will fit in well here in our top 6 group on the left side.
With Ratu, is he the type of player that you want to kind of have in the AHL to develop more, or like he's played some NHL games already this season?
Yeah, you guys saw him here, right?
Yeah. Good.
You know what? We're going to sign him to Abbotsford. Again, his first year pro, played really well at the World Juniors this summer. Played really strong in Finland. His draft year +1 there. Getting all those young players down to Abbotsford and growing them down there, educating him how we want to play, and for him to settle in the system we want to play here first. So that's a plan.
But again, Bo Horvat's a good player. They spent their first round pick on him. And sad to see him go from uh, Vancouver. He was elected captain in 2019, has been their captain ever since. He was leading the team in goals, so that's huge. And in his last game the other night with the Canucks against the Columbus Blue Jackets, he recorded 4 assists. So not going to say that it was a huge loss for them, but it was. Just a huge loss for them in terms of production. You know, again, Vancouver just fired Bruce Boudreau. They got a new coach in, and they're trying to build around that. So I guess this is the rebuilding phase for the Vancouver Canucks in terms of that. They've been in it for a bit. It'll be interesting to see what they turn out to. So let's get into Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat, as I said, former captain of the Vancouver Canucks. He has 31 goals this season, which is 8th best in the league. So that's huge in terms of what the Islanders are getting. And with that, 8th best in the league, as I said, best on his team in terms of goals, or his former team now. He was actually at Disney World with his family down in Florida when this trade happened. As he's still attending the All-Star game, this is what was thrown up in the air. As you can see, he was elected to represent the Vancouver Canucks. Elias Pettersson also got in the second voting. But how is this going to affect the All-Star game in terms, like, is he going to represent the Vancouver Canucks or is he going to represent the New York Islanders? Well, there's a 99.999% chance that he's going to be playing for the Pacific, which will be, you can technically count it as his last game for the Vancouver Canucks, because he'll be sporting, actually we don't even know that for sure, but he'll be sporting a Vancouver Canucks patch, probably not the Islanders, just because he's going to be playing for the Pacific. They can't just move him over to the Metropolitan Division because they already got a full roster. They're not going to kick anybody out unless there's like an injury or something, which at this point is not going to happen. But we'll see how that plays out. It'll be funny to watch. There's definitely going to be a lot of jokes around the weekend about that. So we'll see how that turns out. And just wanted to go back in terms of Bo Horvat. He's had, this has probably been his best season of all. He has a total of 54 points on the season, which is tying his career best of 31 goals in 49 games played this season. He was selected by Vancouver in the first round, number 9 overall, of the 2013 NHL draft. He has 420 points, 201 goals, 219 assists in 621 regular season games, and 16 points, 11 goals, 5 assists in 23 playoff games with the Canucks. Again, best season of his career so far, and he's only got 49 games this season. And he's tied for his career best in goals with 31. As you can see here, his press conference from yesterday, I'll let you guys take a listen to it.
I'm going to try to do whatever I can to help that. Obviously, there's going to be pressure on me no matter where I go. I've had that pretty much my whole career so far, playing in Vancouver, being the captain and stuff like that. I think I could definitely add that two-way element, where, you can put me out in any key situation and take a big face off or, be at the end of the game scoring a big goal. So, or at least helping on it. And, I think I can add that to this group, given the opportunity and I'm going to try my best to do that.
Tom Galiti, NHL.com.
Hi, Bo. Thanks for doing this. I guess you probably knew this was a possibility with your contract situation and things were going with the way things were going with the Canucks, but were you happy that it's settled maybe earlier so to kind of get it out of the way, or what are your feelings about that?
Yeah, I think, it's definitely going to be easier. I think a little bit, maybe not mid-vacation with my family right now heading into the All-Star game, but no, I think it's going to give us some time to get settled and again, get with the guys right away and learn the systems and get with the team. rather sooner than later, so I can get acquainted and get the ball rolling right away and hit the ground running.
Go ahead, Tom.
That was going to be my other question. You're on vacation somewhere right now, so this was
Yeah.
disrupted that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's it is what it is, and yeah, we're actually we took the kids to Disney, so we're just Disneyland right now, and yeah, I got the call today. So again, like it's just been such a whirlwind and such a hectic afternoon, but in a good way. We're all really excited.
I guess last thing on that, and you may not know the answer. Do you know if you're still going to All-Star to represent the Canucks, or?
That's a good question. I believe I am still going. I don't know if this has ever been done before or happened before.
Yes.
Before an All-Star game. But yeah, I plan on going. Whole family's going, mom and dad and in-laws too, and my kids. So we'll have to have a fun weekend.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Stefan Roser, New York Hockey Now.
Hey, Bo, congratulations. For you this year, obviously, you're having a career offensive season. What's changed for you this year? What's clicked maybe?
Yeah, I think a lot of it just going to the right areas and putting myself in the positions to score those goals or make those plays. I'm sure it's no secret now. I've been working with Adam Oates, and he's been he's helped my game a lot, and especially over the last couple of years, just giving me feedback and helped me with my game. So I like to think I worked hard this summer, and it's been paying off.
Go ahead, Stefan.
And we'll obviously see, where you fit in the lineup. But if you do get to play with Matt Barzal, how do you feel like you guys could complement each other?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of respect for Matt's game. Just his ability to make plays and pass the puck, and he's got a lot of offensive talent, and I think I can complement that with some two-way play. And if we do get the opportunity to play with each other, I'd really enjoy that. But again, it's not up to me; it's up to the coaching staff. I'm just honestly, I'm happy to be there.
Kevin Marr, News 12, Long Island. Go ahead, Kevin.
Might be a simple question, but uniform number wise, 53 is taken here. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I haven't even given it that much thought. Casey's been in the league a long time, and he wears that number well. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'd gladly pick another number. He's represented the 53 very well. So not sure. I haven't even thought about it. I'll have to talk about it with my family and see what we come up with.
Pierre LeBrun, TSN and The Athletic.
Hey, Bo, thanks for taking the time. I'm curious now in hindsight, now that you've been dealt, looking back to the summer when an extension wasn't done with the Canucks, did it feel like at that point that you thought a trade was pretty possible, or did you always hold out hope that, hey, you never know, maybe they'll come at us with another offer at some point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. In the summertime, in even at the beginning of the year, I thought I was going to be a Canuck, and I thought I was going to be a Canuck for life, to be honest with you. And it just things didn't work out that way, and it led me to this. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful that the New York Islanders really believe in me, and I'm proud to be a New York Islander now. Honestly, I can't wait.
Good, Pierre.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll go to Farhan Lalji from TSN.
Bo, just wanted to ask you about the emotions of leaving Vancouver. I know you said you thought you'd be a Canuck for life. If this has been weighing on you for an entire season, to just kind of have it past you now and to be able to be free of that, how much does that help you right now?
Yeah, I don't think it's really fully sunk in yet. There was a lot going on this year, to say the least, and it hasn't been an easy year. Dealing with just everything that's gone on and happened, and for it to kind of, it's not. Again, it hasn't sunk in yet, but I'm sure when this is all over and it starts to sink in, I'm definitely going to have a little bit of weight off the shoulders, and just to fresh start and get ready to go with New York. So again, I'm just really excited.
Red Farm.
Would disappointed or relieved better describe your emotions right now?
I think a little bit of both. Obviously it's disappointing. Like I said, I thought I was going to be a Canuck for life, and it just didn't play out that way. But again, it turned right into excitement to get the call and to be part of the New York Islanders. Again, unbelievable organization with great leadership, great culture, and hopefully I can add to that.
Thanks.
Gemma Carson Smith, CP.
Hi, Bo. When we talked to you on Friday night after the Chicago game, did you have any indication that might have been your last one in a Canucks uniform?
I would be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind. Exiting the ice at Rogers there. That could have been my last game at Rogers Arena. It's it was a little bit of emotion running through me. Obviously not knowing what was going to happen. And looking back at it now, I'm kind of glad I got to soak it in a little bit and ended up being a pretty good game. For the team and for myself. So I'm happy with that.
I know your wife and kids come to most of the games, but I saw them there on Friday night. Did you guys do anything special? I know you didn't really have a Bruce moment, but
no. I didn't get a Bruce moment, but it was amazing to have them there. At least obviously we had no idea what was going to happen, but to have them there, see my kids on the glass and warm up. It's something I won't forget, and I'm thankful that they ended up coming to that game out of all games. So again, kind of bittersweet.
Thanks, Bill.
Yep.
Joe Pantorno, AM New York.
Hey, Bo, thanks for taking the time today. You've been talking about the culture of the Islanders. This is a team that's made 2 straight Stanley Cup semifinals just a few years ago. Do you see yourself, I guess, as sort of the missing piece to sort of, I guess, meet the expectations of at least getting back to the postseason? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. That's my goal. Obviously, they've had such great success in the past and come up, just short and, 1 goal away in a lot of those games. And I followed them really closely and just really liked the build of this team and again, the leadership group and how everything is built here. And, I think I can add to that and just hopefully take these guys to the next step and making the playoffs and then taking that next step. If we get into, to get over that hump and fight for a Stanley Cup.
As a press conference, excited to be joining the Islanders. We're looking forward to seeing how he plays with them. But with this trade, Vancouver retained 25% of Horvat's salary, which is his contract is 6 years, $33 million contract, $5.5 million average annual value. His contract ends after this season, making him an unrestricted free agent, which was the conflict that the Vancouver Canucks had with Horvat. They couldn't settle on an extension, so that's when he sort of knew that he was going to be traded. And that's what hopefully the Islanders are hoping to make an extension with him, new contract with them. And that was one emphasis that Lou Lamoriello, the GM of the Islanders, had for this trade. He is emphasizing that they are immediately going to try to get an extension, a new contract done with Bo Horvat to keep him a New York Islander rather than letting him walk this offseason. Going back to Vancouver retaining 25% of Horvat's salary, again, this didn't 25% saved for the Islanders. That was sort of a loss for the Vancouver Canucks. They didn't free up any cap space. Again, Beauvillier's cap actually made up for that change of that 75% that was given to the New York Islanders. So there was no cap change space between both teams at all. But again, big win for the Islanders. He's going to be a big part of the Islanders' power play and offensive production. Horvat's actually got 11 power play goals this season, which really appealed to the Islanders because they are 31st in the NHL on the man advantage at 15.5% effectiveness. Let me know what you guys think about this trade down in the comments, and be ready for another episode of this, but also listen to the morning lap every morning, daily podcast, video cast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, to catch up on the latest news in the league from the previous night, but also looking forward to that day.